Here will be the last video on this said individual, and by this individual, because it's the first 2 minutes of this video, I cannot actually call out the real name. I'm pretty sure you guys are seeing right here. Now, there's some good news. Said individual will not be getting the Woman of the Year award by the NCAA, thank God. And, of course, it's a travesty that this said individual was even nominated. This entire thing, in my opinion, is an absolute travesty. And I think that the girls affected by this, including Riley Gaines and all the girls who had to compete, and even the girls who were even nominated for the award itself, were actually true victims in this case. Now, of course, the award will be going to a girl out of Columbia for fencing. You guys can see her right here. And obviously, this said individual, probably, I would prefer her definitely get the award over the individual that we're talking about. Now, guys, I'm going to be talking about this situation with Riley Gaines, the situation with Lia Thomas. I got to say it within the first 2 minutes, or else it's going to get docked. Of course, you guys know how I really feel about this. I'd prefer to say it by his actual real name, but I actually cannot do that, or else YouTube will find a way to dock the video. Now, there was an interview that Riley did with Tucker Carlson, and we'll get to that here momentarily. But the thing is this right here. As I've said before, these girls are not just victims because they were forced to compete against this said individual. They're not just victims because they had to keep their mouth shut over this. They're not just victims because they could have lost scholarships, possible money, possible accolades over this. Right? They were victims because they were forced to watch somebody who had not even fully transitioned into even being a woman go into their locker rooms completely nude. Now, guys, of course, you know I'm talking about William Thomas. We're beyond the 2-minute threshold now, so now I can actually start using the actual language. So let's go ahead and recap this entire situation. William Thomas, biological male, ranked 462nd out of 500 male swimmers. Says, I'm a woman, takes testosterone blockers, goes to the NCAA and starts swimming against women. Gets a lot of praise, gets a lot of accolades. People like myself, other people out there make YouTube content on this right here. We tell you how wrong it is. We say that women need to step up and put a stop to this. And, of course, a lot of women did respond to this. They did put a stop to it. Obviously, the girls now in this situation, Riley Gaines in particular, have decided to come out against this and actually give their actual thoughts. Now, guys, very, very few people in this country, especially athletes, can actually claim victim status. The reason why I say they can't claim victim status is because, let's face it, you become a professional athlete, you become a celebrity, you make millions of dollars a year. You can't claim that you're oppressed if you've got over $3 or $4 million in your bank account. Hell, I don't think you can claim that you're oppressed if you've just got a few hundred G's in your account. You've definitely got a lot more money in your account than I do. And you don't hear me saying that I'm oppressed. This is one of the reasons why I think these people are full of crap. Now, guys, before we go any further and before we look at this actual clip, I want to let you guys know right away. This video, of course, will be out on Friday. There'll be a video out on the economy on Gear Issue 33. I'd like you guys to actually subscribe to that channel ASAP because this channel right here could get shut down. Of course, it's a very slow news cycle. It's got me paranoid. There'll be some updates towards the end of this video. And also, something else said, there'll be a video out on Saturday on the NBA's actual fall. I've been doing a lot less sports videos, but I want to do a lot more, especially at this moment in time, because let's face it, sports and culture go hand in hand. Well, either way, let's go ahead and watch these clips.
People just weren't really talking about it. And so we get to NCAA's.
Where is it?
It was at Georgia Tech.
Yep.
And so we get there, and the environment is nothing like I've ever seen before. It was so, like, almost edgy. Like, people didn't really know what to say, who to say what to, how to feel. Obviously, I know how I felt, and I knew how my teammates felt. But no one really wanted to talk about it. And so this was on day one. And then that night we watched Lia Thomas win a national title and blow all the other females completely out of the water. And that next day we came back and the mood had shifted to where people were mad. The girls, you know, there were tears. These poor 9th and 17th place finishers who missed out on being named an All-American. There's extreme discomfort in the locker room. There's, you know, kind of these grumbles of...
Is he wandering around the women's locker room?
Yeah. And that's not something, you know, we were forewarned about, which I don't think is right in any means, changing in a locker room with someone who has different parts.
So they just set a dude loose in your locker room and didn't tell you?
Exactly. And so I feel like to have that kind of forced upon us, so not only were we, you know, forced to race against a male, we were forced to change in the locker room with one. And so it's just this feeling of like, what is happening? Like, honestly, like, is this really happening? Like, this is crazy.
What stands out to me from this is the fact that they're sharing a locker room with somebody who is claiming that they're taking testosterone therapy to lower their testosterone, but at the same time, though, dude's junk is still out there. You see, this right here is what we call predatory behavior. Now, guys, the other day I did a video on the so-called the how do I say it? I gotta be politically correct. Screw it. The child predators are trying to get a hold. They're trying to actually become a part of the LGBTQ community. I keep screwing up because there's too many freaking letters. They keep adding one every hour or every day. And I spoke about this, and I said that that community needed to go out of their way to distance themselves from these crazy people. Like, they needed to distance themselves from these child predators before they got a bad name. Is it possible that now you could add rapists to that list? Because I'm pretty sure at some point in time, William Thomas is going to claim this type of status. I mean, he's already claiming that he's trans, even though he still got his propeller. Me personally, I don't think he's doing testosterone therapy to kind of lower his testosterone. By the way, as one of my subscribers mentioned on several occasions in the comment section, women already have a disadvantage in swimming. It's called their breast. I don't say that to be a jerk. They already have a disadvantage. I mean, you've got a little extra to carry, okay? Just let's be honest. Thomas, on the other hand, does not have this. Okay, and I've said this before. If you want to transition and go play sports, I don't care if you're a trans woman or a trans man, you need to create your own freaking league for that. You don't need to be going up against women. But back to the whole point of his propeller. You see, Riley here is pointing out that these girls obviously felt violated by his mere presence. Now, guys, the definition of sexual assault to some people, at least as far as the media is concerned, can be something as simple as flashing your junk, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure that his junk would have been out. She just basically kind of alluded to that in that video. Can you imagine being a father, a brother, an uncle, or hell, even a husband or a freaking boyfriend, and you know that your girlfriend, your daughter, your wife, your sister, maybe your niece has got to share a locker room with a freaking dude? Look, ladies, maybe I'm a bit of a prude, but I don't fully know what the hell goes on inside women's locker rooms. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's some laughing. I've been a bouncer before. I have an idea of what the hell goes on in the bathrooms because, of course, you hear stuff about drugs and crap like that where somebody's going to come in here and try to twist my words out of context. I don't really care. But, and I'm not saying that happens in locker rooms or anything because, quite frankly, I've never felt the need to actually go into a women's locker room because, unlike these sick SOBs, I've got my actual head together and I'm not into that type of sick type of crap that they do. I believe you don't go into a woman's personal space. You just don't do that crap unless maybe you are her husband or a freaking boyfriend or something like that right there. But here's the thing. Wow. Can you imagine how traumatized these girls are when they see this guy who's like 6'4", 6'5", and they see this very, very long propeller in there? I mean, they're just scared. They're mortified, and they're going to be traumatized for the rest of their lives. It's part of what we talk about on this channel is actual trauma, the trauma that you're putting on these people. Go back to the groomer crap. Look at the trauma you're putting on these small kids. They're not going to remember it right then. They're going to remember it later on. It's going to have an effect on them at a later date. These women, in my opinion, can, in fact, claim victimization status because, guess what? They're actual victims. Now, look, let's go ahead and talk about this. Let's go ahead and get down to the meat of this. These girls lost an opportunity at placing first place. They've lost an opportunity of placing higher than what the hell they could have actually placed in. They lost an opportunity. They had to keep their mouths closed. They may have lost their scholarships. Could possibly have lost money, endorsements, anything and everything that could have helped their financial situation, their personal situation in the future, because the NCAA decided to allow this guy in their league, in their locker room, which, by the way, I'm still baffled why they even did this. But then again, though, this right here is what wokeness does. In my personal opinion, I blame Barack Obama for a lot of this crap. Don't worry, I'll have another video out why the hell he's at fault for a lot of this right here. And, of course, the very, very loony left in the actual media itself. These people have gone completely crazy. They've gone completely off the rails. And now, not only is it stuff that they've lost in their personal life as far as what they could gain financially or in their careers, they've also lost probably a piece of themselves because now they're traumatized by the fact that they had to look at a dude's freaking dong. This right here, in my opinion, is sexual assault, or at least by the media's definition. This right here is sexual assault, and these girls right here can claim victim status. Guys, I want to go ahead and put this issue to bed because, quite frankly, I don't want to talk about this individual anymore. I think this issue is dead and buried. Don't be surprised if a story comes up in about 6 months where this person claims that they've been discriminated against. The video on LeBron James, the NBA, that right there will be out on Saturday. With that there out of the way, let's go ahead and transition into the updates. Many of you guys know this channel right here goes after woke takes, okay? We try to go after wokeness itself because me personally, I think that wokeness is actually destroying this country. Now, guys, the talking about wokeness is a good way to possibly not get the channel to monetize. Now, guys, I've talked about this before. The reason why I'm doing YouTube is because I think that people need to be aware of the things that are going on in the world. And quite frankly, I want to give my 2 cents because I personally believe that I'm useful in this conversation. Now, obviously, YouTube has this thing with algorithms. And, of course, some of this is my own fault as well. Now, guys, with this right here being said, I've noticed that YouTube is not allowing the channel to grow. And, of course, I've talked to other small content creators myself who are having the same problem. A lot of this is probably because it's a very, very slow news cycle. It's probably the real reason why it's happening. And I've thought about this more and more and more. And I'm going to continue to stay on this platform. And, of course, I'm trying to get the Rumble platform set up. Now, there's 3 separate videos that I've put on YouTube that I've posted to Rumble. But for whatever reason, they got pulled off because of copyright or some crap. I don't know. I don't even know how the hell Rumble works. I've been spending more time on YouTube. And what I'm tempted to do is pull all the anti-woke takes out. Not now, but probably the start of 2023. I mean, lo and behold, my God, time flies by fast. I've been doing this for close to 2 years, and of course the channel gets stymied. Sometimes YouTube will allow the video to go through the roof. Obviously, it's your CRT, your impression time, your actual viewership time. One of the reasons why I ask you guys to watch channels so that way, if we have much longer viewership time, the channel itself will actually begin to grow because YouTube will actually promote the channel more. Now, guys, I want to bring sports back into the forefront a little bit more. Prepping Takes will officially go back to Gear Issue 33. And guys, if you're not subscribed to Gear Issue 33, make sure you guys subscribe to it because it's very possible that this channel right here may have to change its content sudden for me to stay on the platform. Don't worry, I'll still be the same person. I'm not going to change anything. And you guys obviously have been subscribing to me for a while and know who I am. But in case something has to happen, I may have to pull the woke takes, the anti-woke takes, and put them on Rumble officially. Of course, this channel right here will never get shut down. Now, before I end this video, the video that I did on the media, which, by the way, is in the comment section, which is on my page, I'm not going to put in the comment section because I think that video itself, I think the volume was a little bit too high on it. And I think that I could better critique that video. Of course, that was my first attempt at an actual project. Guys, with that there being said, I'm just giving you guys a heads up that this channel right here's takes may get taken to Rumble, and this channel may have to change sudden. I don't expect it for a while, but make sure you guys continue to hit that like button, subscribe, share the video. Let's make the channel grow, and I'll see you guys later.